Hey Solace, Agent Solo, Matt Rice, showing off a second playthrough. Yes, that's right. We'll come back to it. A second playthrough of Encounters Shattered Waste. This time I'm going up against the next level up boss, the Harvester. He's rated as a 3 out of whatever that is, 10. So still should get through this, hopefully. But I thought I'd play this. There was only I made a couple of minor mistakes in the previous playthrough where I made it a bit longer before I flipped over the injured side of the Guardian. And there's a couple of little things I did wrong. So hopefully this time I'll get more things right. But still, obviously, of course, any mistakes I make, please let me know in the comments, and happy to learn from those. But I thought I'd show off the game again for those that were interested to see a second game of this. And I've gone with different characters, and I said different boss. Focusing on the boss for the moment. The Harvester, as I said. So he's going to make us each character roll 3 dice when we're putting out new enemies, or threats, I think they're called, sorry, in front of us. And also, if our threat value at the end of the round, or during the defend phase, is above 5, we're in trouble. He's going to draw out a threat card. In fact, his specialty here is that when a threat would be revealed during the defend phase, if this is succeeded, reveal a rage card instead. That's even worse. So yeah, if this is exceeded, it's going to be a rage card, not one of these cards. So, and the rage cards are worse. If you remember from my previous playthrough, I've set it up. There's a lot more physical attacks in this. It's 4 per character, then 1 per character magic attack. I'm playing with 3 characters, which I'll show off in a moment as well. So let's have a look at the characters I've got. All right, I've gone with the Siren, Aromancer, and the Monk you can see in the corner, which I'll show more of the abilities of the Monk at the moment. Siren, so I've gone with 3 totally different characters from the previous playthrough that I did. If you've seen that one, or if you haven't, check that out to see just different interactions. And I'm probably not the best at choosing these abilities. If you remember from last time, you draw, I think it's the strength deck and defense deck or protection deck or something like that. So you draw them out these cards and you choose your 3 that you think will suit your character. And I've got a magic of 11, I've got health of 6, and my threat, you start at 0 for every character. You gain threat by eliminating threats, and it's like the boss is focusing on you and trying to get rid of you. And you will shatter if you hit 12 threat, which puts you on a side that's more powerful, but at the same time closer to death, or closer to removal from the board. I've gone with these 3 abilities. Bonus stash, flip a face down item card that's equipped to a character in your area, face up if able. And I've got this high health potion, so it makes me use this high health potion for this guy if I wanted to, twice. Speaking of the high health potion, it lets me roll a die. It's an item. Gain that much HP on yourself and an adjacent character and flip it down. So that's handy. I've also got like a magic attack. If this attack hits before you deal damage, place a number of threat cards equal to the attack roll from fatigue into wounds. But unfortunately, this one's a cycle. So once there's enough fatigue, I'll set that one off, but then I'll cycle and get a new one. And their special ability, they crit on a 3, by the way, as well. They roll 1 dice. They can only eliminate 1 threat at a time. When you attack, you may target an adjacent area. So that's pretty cool. So a bit more maneuverability with her. If you do, you may gain... So when you attack, If you do, you may gain magic points equal to the lowest die value rolled. So it's any attack, a base attack or an ability attack, which is pretty cool. You may gain magic points equal to the lowest die value rolled, or another character in your area may gain 2 magic points. So that's very handy. Well, you can see me, the Aromancer here, and unfortunately I had a really bad draw with the Aromancer. My 2 attack cards both referenced front line. Why is that an issue? Well, the Aromancer here rolls 1 die for attack, by the way, defeats 1 threat each time and crits on a 1. When you use an ability attack, so that's the abilities like I've got here, if you are in the back line, the damage dealt goes to wounds. Normally that doesn't happen. Normally it goes to fatigue. However, the 2 attack cards that I drew, both of them reference frontline. So, yeah, I didn't really draw too well with it. I could still use this ability in the back line if I wanted to. I still could. It just means if you're in the front line, this won't go off. But I could still do that. So maybe, speaking of that, I might switch where he was. So I'm going to switch his position. on the board, which I'll show you after. Other things I've got here, I've got a... and if he is in the front line, he gets to reduce his threat by the value rolled. So maybe you go on the front line later to reduce his threat. So they're kind of handy abilities. He's also got a free... So that means I can do it as many times as I want, I think, as long as I can pay for it. I think that's what it means when it says free. Choose any area, place the threat cards in that area into any order. I thought that could be very handy once you build up a lot, especially this kind of boss character. He's going to build up, it looks like he's going to draw a lot of threat cards out at us. And this last one, Scorching counters a reaction. When a character in your area has their HP reduced by a threat or rage card, perform a basic attack targeting an adjacent area. And then I may cycle that if I wanted to get rid of that card. The last character here, I've got the Monk, which has Marks of Banishment. It can actually roll a die, but defeat 2 threats and gets a crit on 3. After you complete an action, move a space or reduce your threat by 1. That's always pretty handy. I assume that's a free one, of course. I've gone with 3 attacks here. When you deal damage from a crit attack, so reaction, place all threat cards from stamina into fatigue. Change your current threat value to 6 and you must cycle this. So once I get a crit, I can set this off, but then I have to cycle, it goes away. It doesn't cost me any magic, which is good. Forbidden Technique rolls 2 attack. If this attack hits, it is a crit and you must cycle. That's like a one-off. And Sick and Steel, just in case I get some afflictions here, deal damage equal to your number of afflictions. Remove 1 affliction once the attack deals damage and you may cycle. So if I build up a few afflictions, I can do 3 attacks of that. Could be handy because all these guys can only attack 1. Except for her. Alright, let's go to the board. I may skim over some rules here, I think since I've already done a playthrough of this, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how we go. I'll probably forget some things too, and have to stop and have a look. So our first step here in refresh phase, we're going to have to roll some dice. So I'm going to have to roll 3 per character, so that's a lot of new cards coming out. So first of all, obviously there's no empty areas. We start with 5 physical strength cards. That start out as. So this is for, let's say this is for the Siren. So a card at 1, 3, then 5. So, and it goes in that order, it goes from top to bottom. It's the same one. So 1, 3, and 5 down there. Okay. This one's for the Arrowmancer. 6, so nothing happens with a 6, 1 and 4. So 1 is looking a bit dodgy. I'm pretty sure the Monk was up here, by the way. Hope that's not hope that's not something dodgy I've done there. But anyway. And the last one for the Monk, another 6 doesn't count, and there's 2 on 2. Ooh, interesting. So at the moment, oh wow. At the moment, we're over on area 1 and 2, so we better take care of that. 3 is very close, but we can let that one slide perhaps. Oh wow, okay. And then we head into our action phase, where each character can perform 2 actions. Doesn't matter who goes where. But let's have a look. I do this first. That's why I've tried to get this. I know it's a bit shadowy here, but this free ability, which spends 1 magic point. Choose any area. Place the 3 cards in the area in end order. Since there's 2 1-threaders here, I want to get rid of this 5-threader. So let's put that on top, because when you attack the topmost first as we go across. And that means my Arrowmancer is going first, so it's going to take its full turn here. And it's going to do some attacks. And it's going to be in the back line here. So I'm thinking, so this ability attack, if you're in the front line, you may add. Well, that's okay. I can still do it and then get rid of some stuff to wounds, because I really need to get rid of some bad stuff here. All right, I've got an idea. So yeah, I'm going to have to move here, I think. So move up 1. Stay in that back line. And then I'm going to do my fundamentals, which costs me 1. So it's going to put him down to 7 magic. But I'm not in the front line here, but I still get to roll the 1 dice. And I just got to get my threats at 0, so it's okay. So I'll auto hit here. Luckily, I've got a 1. Yeah. Since I used an ability attack, excuse me. When you use an ability attack, if you're in the back line, the damage dealt goes to wounds, but you still gain threat. So this is going straight to his wounds, which is the idea of this game, because it's a high threat one. It's good to get rid of straight away. I do believe that I get threat for that. So that was worth 5 threat. Again, that's from the side of the card here. So he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5. And that's another great. But that's his turn. He's done his move. He's done his 2 actions. This was a free action. So I assume that, it doesn't. Yeah, I assume I can do that as many times as one as long as I can afford it. He's gone down to 7 magic. All right. Okay, I'm going to activate the monk next. I'm going to use this straight away. Why not? Since my threat is at 0. If this attack hits, it is critical, so it's guaranteed crit, and you must cycle this. So I'm going to take my magic down to 6, from 8 to 6. I get to roll. Well, technically I roll 2 dice, but it's going to hit anyway. It's classed as a crit. Crits mean I don't gain threats, and this will go into wounds if it's a critical hit. Boom. I then can activate this here. I'm not sure if I want to or not. So I can either move 1 space or reduce my threat by 1. There is no threat at the moment. I assume you have to do it, but I assume I don't have to. After you complete action, move 1 space or reduce your threat. I could say reduce my threat by 1, but I can't reduce any further. I guess that's how that works. I don't think I have to move if I can't reduce my threat since it's already at 0. So I've still got a second action. What do I hit down here? Yeah, so I'm going to get hit with 4 threat or a rage card here. I'm going to have to take the 4th threat, I think. Maybe I do the free move to there. And then I'm going to do probably a basic action. Ooh, I should use this too, actually. When you deal damage from a critical attack, that was critical. Place all threat cards from stamina into fatigue. Change your current threat value to 6. Yeah, let's do that. For sure. When you deal damage from a critical attack, and that was classed as critical. It is critical. And I've got to cycle that, by the way, in a moment. Place all cards from stamina into fatigue. Change your threat to value to 6, and you must cycle this as well. Sure, I'll do that. So all stamina cards go to fatigue. I assume it goes backwards like this, like 1 by 1. Just order sort of important. This is actually really good. Because Siren can do her fire monsoon very soon, which, oh my god, this could work out really well. Oh, better than I thought it was going to be. Alright, now I've got to cycle some cards. Getting threat because it was critical. That's really good. However, we've got to cycle 2 cards here, so both Forbidden Technique and the reaction to this. I've got to set my threat to 6 because of this one here, and then I must cycle both of these. Cycling means it goes to the bottom of the deck, and I draw 2 blindly, unfortunately. So I've got this one, Finisher. When you complete an action that dealt damage, perform an ability attack you have not used this round as a free action. Cool. Cycle the game to be. You have not used this round as a free action. So free action meaning you still have to pay for the magic for it, but then it doesn't count as an action. And my second one, Overwhelming Fury. Perform 3 basic attacks. Do not gain threat during the second and third attacks. Oh my god. That makes sense for the monk, I think, that one. Okay. 3 basic attacks. I mean, she probably does need to recover here. Yeah. She's got a few, yeah. What I'm going to do here for my second action is do a recover roll. So recover roll. So I've got a 4, not a crit, which means I can recover 4 from this. So go down to 2. Okay, now it's Siren's turn. All right, Siren's turn. Siren's got this, which is pretty handy. So I can do an attack. And by the way, the Siren, if I can pick it up, can attack any adjacent area. So I'm going to attack this 5 threader up here for sure. If this attack hits, which it should because I've got 0 threat, before you deal damage, place a number of threat cards equal to the attack roll from fatigue into wounds. And that's brilliant because I just fatigued all his stamina. which is great news. Yeah, and that means he's staggered too, isn't it? If he's all on fatigue. So do that. So when he's staggered state, anything damaged here goes into wounds as well. So this is really good news for me. All right, let's do the Fire Monsoon, which costs 6 magic, which I'll show you soon. The Siren's gone down to 5 magic now. But it's only a 1 die attack. I'm going to attack adjacent to here. 6, brilliant. Now it says here, if this attack hits, which it does, before I deal the damage, place a number of cards equal to the attack roll from fatigue and wounds. This is fantastic. So I get to put 6 into wounds here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, I'm smashing through. Oh my god, this is a good start. It's a great start. Alright, and I did 6, so that destroys this. This also goes into wounds because he's staggered. Okay. He's got 2 cards left in fatigue. I'm so close to injuring him already. That's okay. That's the first action. This must get cycled. So I must cycle that. Put it to the bottom of this magic deck or sorcery deck, what it's called. I get a new one. Glacial Blade, attack for 1. On a roll of 2, place all 3 cards in the target area into wounds. That's what it's got. That's pretty cool. So 1 in 6 chance. Alright, and then I assume I should grab some threat for that. So of course I should. And I should be using these tokens I said that have been used as well. So I just defeated a 5 threader, so up to 5 threat here. Do I go for another attack? I think I might. Now with this attack too, if you do, you may gain MP equal to the lowest. When you attack, you may target a destination. If you do, you may gain MP equal to the lowest die value rolled. Well, rolled 6, so I get 6 back. Yeah, I think that's what I do. There's no other character in my area, so I guess I'll get that back now. I think that's how it works. I imagine it's after the attack's finished. Cool. Beautiful. If that's wrong, let me know. Alright, I've got one more action left here. I'm going to do another basic attack, I think. I could recover some threat, but I think I'm just going to go for it. Especially while he's in a staggered state, we'll go to wounds. So let's go for a basic attack. I'm going to aim at... Okay, he's adjacent, can't I? Let's hit adjacent. I could hit here. The reason why I don't really want to do a rage card, generally rage cards are worse than these threat cards, so I'd rather keep that threat card there. So let's aim for this 2 here. Damn, I forgot that I was on threat 5. So I had to roll 6 was the only one that was going to work there. I don't know why I did that. That was a bit dumb. That's okay. So not successful, it doesn't hit. And that's the end of the action round. Alright, so what we do now, we're in the defend phase. So we go down 1 by 1 where the characters are. So this one here. Now, if there's 2 characters in the same row, the physical one will hit the front line. If it was magical, it hit the back line. So Monk's going to cop this. This is going to be nasty. It's 4 threat. Actually, that's not too bad. So that's 1 hit to the hit points, 1 attack, and 2 corruption. But because I'm not shattered, shattered's when our next form. If we get too much corruption, we'll remove the board. So that's good. That does nothing, but it will get hit for 1. And this will go to fatigue, as I thought it was going to be. So hit for 1 goes down to 10. No big deal. Now we've got the Siren for a 2 threat, 1 attack and the corruption. Very similar. For the Siren's only got 6 health, so to 5. But I do have the potion if needed. And you can go to 0 at this phase. It's just that at the end of next action phase, if you're still at 0. Then you're dead. You're moved from the board. Alrighty, and then we just go to the next round here. So we've got nothing left in stamina, so it refreshes back to guard, and you get all the fatigue back. I'm not sure if it gets shuffled. I'm just gonna double check that. So if defend phase, I think it doesn't. If there are no cards in stamina in the defend phase, move all cards from fatigue to stamina and set the state. So it just says move. So it makes me think it is not shuffled. It'll just go straight back to there. And now we're into the refresh phase. So refresh phase, we'll go up to here, as we've done. So empty areas, so these guys get 1. And then we roll 3 dice per character here. So this is for the Siren. 6 doesn't count, 1 and 4. Oh, by the way, there was no threats that were over 5. There was one area that was on 5, so that was good. So we didn't have to set off his special ability thing here. We'll do 1 and 4. I've only got one more card left and he's staggered again. So we just roll the dice. Sure, it's going to come out. It's just for Aramancer. It's going to go on 1. Okay, and then he's staggered again. And that's as good as it gets because you can't draw from wounds here. Alrighty, that's good news for us in a way. Alrighty, let's go to the action phase. Little mini mistake I've made here. Not really a mistake, but I just missed it. When a character in your area has their HP reduced, so I'm thinking this is for the Aramancer, the monk had the HP reduced. I've got a reaction here. Perform a basic attack targeting an adjacent area and you may cycle it. Now, it was in staggered phase at that point as well. So it means we'll go to wounds, even though I'm in the back line as well. That's not an ability attack, it's a reaction attack. So it wouldn't have worked. But I'm thinking I might use this and it would have got rid of one more. So technically the Aramancer's down to 5 magic. I'll perform a basic attack. Oh, actually, no, he's on 5. No, I'm not going to do it. Let's say I'm not, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to do it because he's on 5 threat. I need to roll a 6 to be able to do it, and it's a bit of a waste, I think, of 2 magic. Let's just run with it. Let's pretend I didn't do it anyway. Okay, as I said, we're into action phase here. Okay, monk. My plan for the monk here is to recover, and since it's an action, I get a free move up here. I'm going to do my 3 basic attacks. Do it against threat during the 2nd and 3rd, yeah. So we'll see how we go here. Waste of recover, I don't know. Let's roll. That's a 4. Recover my threat, so I've got 0 threat. Because it's an action, she's going to move up 1. So I've moved up to the position at the top, if you can just see it for me. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do this. Perform 3 basic attacks. Do not gain threat during the 2nd and 3rd basic passive, but I must cycle it. Let's do it. It costs me 1 magic, and I'm going to do it. I get threat for the first one though, so assume what happens is I get threat for the first one, which will be not much, be 3, and I got 2 more attacks, and hopefully get at least 1 more hit. Right, so I'm on 0 threat here. I mean, there's no real point to roll, so it's going to go to wounds anyway. I've got 6, so that one goes to wounds, and I gain 3 threat. So 3 threat. Okay, and since I did damage, this is what got clarified on my previous playthrough. I did damage to the Harvester while there's nothing in Stamina and Fatigue. Now, I think as soon as that happens, so I'm still midway through my turn, but as soon as that happens, this gets flipped. So they're now injured. So it goes into its 2nd phase, like the boss phase. So it's come down to a pile, but it's like some spirits, some soul spirits are through around. So these rage cards get replaced. Give it a little shuffle. This gets turned over. Aha. And now, well, there were 1 per person, 10,000 empty emotions. When a threat card would be revealed during the defend phase, if this is not exceeded, reveal a rage card instead. Oh, if it's not exceeded. So you meant to keep cards out there. Oh my god. Yeah, right. So what happens here, I'm probably still going to get this wrong. I'm a bit confused how I'll read through this, but I'll do it one by one. So I'll flip to the injured side. I now move all cards from here back to stamina. So that's something about shuffling, so I'm moving it back. Cards in enemy areas remain with us. So I've got a lot out there, unfortunately, but with it. If there is an up symbol like it has here, add the number of indicated threat cards per character on the board, so there's 3 characters on the board, to the enemy's deck in stamina and shuffle. So I'm going to add 3 of these in a moment. So it's more magic attack. If there is a down symbol, remove the number of indicated threat cards per character on the board from the enemy's deck in stamina. So that means 5. So 5, that means remove 15. That's a lot. Am I reading that correct? Let's remove the type of card because it's up on enemy areas. Move on to step 4. Yeah, so you can only move as much as you can. So fuck, but that's 15 per character, 15 all up. Oh my god, that's a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So it's shortening him up, but he's all magic attack now. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of threat out there, so I didn't get enough out. Then we shuffle it up. That's how I read that. If someone tells me that's wrong, I'm not sure if it's 5 all up. I doubt it. It says per character, so. Anyway. At least his deck's pretty small at the moment. I can wound him soon, I guess. I don't know. So he's back to stamina. He's back to guarded as well in the action phase. Okay. Alrighty. Now that was my first attack of this overwhelming fury. So I'm still going. I'm a bit worried about this. When a threat card will be revealed during the defend phase, if this is not exceeded, reveal a rage card instead. When a threat card will be revealed. Okay, so you want to be... We're going to get hit by rage anyway. So you want plenty of cards out there. That's really strange. So you want to build up cards. So at the moment, this is revealed, but unfortunately, I'm midway through my Overwhelming Fury. I'm assuming I'm meant to finish it. So now I want to miss. Interesting. So that's not over. That's not over. This is. So we might need to move down here with everyone else. Wow. Oh, man. I think that's the plan. Get everyone else out here so you don't get a reveal. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. All right. Well, let's keep going here. So I'm midway through my Overwhelming Fury. I've got my second and third attack to go. And I don't gain threat from these second and third attacks. So here we go. 6. So I do defeat this, unfortunately. Oh, well, that's okay. And then I roll it again. 5, yep. And it goes into fatigue as well. Back into fatigue because it's in guarded mode. Alrighty, and the monk's up there. It's stuck up there. It's going to get a rage card instead of a threat 1. So my plans have all been screwed. But anyway, let's keep going. So that's the monk done. We've got Aramancer in the back line. And we've got the siren. I'm thinking what we do here is I'll do a hit and then run away. If I can hit, I've got a lot of... I need to recover, I think. Actually, I've only got 1 die attack, so I'm not going to be able to hit very well unless I roll a 6. So I'm going to do a recover action. 1. Oh, that's his crit. Yeah. So a crit, when you're recovering, means I either get all my magic back, all my health back, or all my threat back to 0. That's what I'm going to do right there. I'm just double checking that in the background. Make sure that's correct. So if I crit on a recover action, yes, critical success, they may reduce their threat to 0. Yeah. Okay. And then he's got to move. So he goes 1, 2. Stay in the back line. Siren is very similar. She's got threat of 5 as well. I'm not sure if... Yeah. She's going to be able to hit on a 6. She only rolls a 1. I'm just looking at her abilities in the background. So I'm also going to recover. She crits on 3. She rolls a 1. So she goes from 5 threat to 4 threat. I think that's all I can do. I'm going to move her down there. She's got a copper bit here, but she does have that potion, which could help. Okay, that's all I can do. That's horrible. Didn't go as to plan. I guess I had too much threat going on. Alrighty. Now let's reveal. So when a threat card will be revealed during the defend phase, if that is not exceeded, reveal a rage card instead. So that stays there from how I read this. So I'm going to reveal a rage card for the monk. Look at here, reduce your current threat by 3. That's actually not too bad. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. So I get hit for 1, but my threat goes back down to 0, which is fantastic. can flip this back up now too. I'm not sure if I've played this well here, because I think what happens, I was assuming something wrong. I think this will still reveal an extra card. So if I'm over, if the icons, which are more than 5, which is only this one here, if the combined threat icons of all threat cards are greater than the enemy's clamshell, reveal the top threat card. Yeah, so reveal this one. This affects all characters on the board. Yikes. 2 threat and an affliction each. It's pretty nasty. So 2 threat here, 2 threat here, 2 threat back for the monk, and then an affliction each. Afflictions suck. So for the siren, she's got berserk. Before performing any action other than a basic attack, gain 2 threat. Oh, wow. In a recover action, you can get rid of 1 affliction if you do a recover action. Aramancer gets a weaken. Reduce your MP to 0. Remove this. Oh my god. So he doesn't have an affliction, but he's got 0 attack. So this goes to the bottom. And then the monk. Disease. When your activation ends, gain an affliction. Luckily, she's got sick and steel. That actually goes really well with that. Okay. Rock at a hard place, isn't it? So either if it's above, I get smashed by hitting everyone with a threat card that hits everyone, or I get a rage card if not under. So it's really nasty. I've got to try and defeat this guy as quick as I can here. Over here, we're in massive danger. So this is a 5-threader getting revealed to hit Siren. 2 afflictions, oh wow, and then 2 corruption. And it goes fatigue. By the way, the other threat card went to fatigue as well. Okay. 2 more afflictions. This isn't looking good for the Siren. Before performing any action other than basically take gain 2. So I've got double berserked. And it's got bleed. When your activation ends, reduce your current HP by 1. Not necessarily horrible, but her HP is horrible, but she's got the potion. This threat's going to be nasty. Before performing any action other than a basic attack. So I gain the threat as I'm just before I do it. Oh my god. I do have the option to voluntarily shatter her too if it gets a bit too much and you lose all those afflictions. I don't know, but I don't want to lose the potion. Okay. Alright, we're into the refresh phase now. So everyone's got threat in front of them, so I don't need to put anyone out for that way, but we still roll. Now we only roll 1 per person, which is probably smart by this form, yeah, because it wants to slow it down, getting it out. It wants to drag this out because it's got a really nasty ability at in the defend phase. So this is safe for the monk. It is a monk. So we get a magic attack up there. For the siren. Put it on 2, and then for the Aramancer, put it on 1. Right, so I do want to... Yeah, it's like I want to bundle people up as much as I can, I think. That's the aim of this one. Like we're 1 away from putting stuff into wounds. Okay, let's go to action phase. Picked up on this, guys, before I start my actions. Overwhelming Fury. I should have cycled this. It says must cycle, so put that away, unfortunately, because that one's going to be really handy. That's a big ability. So for 5, dual line attack for 2. If there are no other characters in your line, this is a free ability. So a line is the column. Okay. I might keep the siren even though she's got berserk. But as long as they're attacked, she won't get the threat. I think she's going to shatter very soon. So I'm thinking here, if I attack with her twice, I'll be all good. It's going to be tough for her because no matter what action I do, I've got 2 of these berserk. I'm going to gain, if I try to recover, I'm going to gain 4th threat anyway. I might just shatter her. So I'm going to shatter the siren, so turn her over. It should be this side, so let's have a look. So she's going to be shattered. I lose all my affliction, which is good news. I think I had to, because it's going to be too bad. This cost me an action, I know. But I just couldn't do anything. I can't attack with 6th threat, and I can't really get rid of the threat. And I'll lose my potion. That's okay. So that's gone. I reset to 0 threat. Excuse me. Oh yeah, sorry, got to flip this over. Flip it over. So 0 threat. Start off with 0 corruption, and I only have 5 health. It's not good. But I roll 2 dice for attacks now. When you use a shattered ability, so I'll get 3 of them in the moment too. I gain a corruption, then gain 1 health, or gain corruption, then gain 1 health, or this. So I have to gain a corruption, but then a health or 1 damage to any area. Wow, that's pretty nasty. I'm going to draw 3 cards. 3. Oh, fish. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, what do I get here? So new abilities. So attack for 1. When you resolve this attack, place threat cards equal to your roll from the top of the stamina into any area. And that could be handy because if I do that, he'll be shattered with 1 more out. So it could be handy. New teachings. When a character rolls dice on an attack, use your current threat for the value of the roll instead. This can result in a crit. Oof. This is going to be hard to remember. And these cost corruption too. During the defend phase, if you would gain more than 1 threat from a revealed threat or rage card, gain 1 threat instead. So it keeps my threat down. Very nice. Okay, so but she gets corruption quite quickly, and she has a max of 10. So once you hit 10 corruption, she'll be out of the game. She'll be corrupted fully and gone. Okay. Alright. I've lost my ability to attack adjacent, unfortunately, now, but I'm going to do this one. Vex's Thorns. So for 1 corruption, which puts me on 1 corruption for the Siren, I'll roll 1 die. I'm going to attack here. Jeez, like I've got no threat. So that's going to go into fatigue, gives me 2 threat. And then it says I'll place threat cards equal to your roll. Luckily, there's only 1 left. So 1 equal to your roll from the top of stamina into any area. So this one, let's put it. Let's actually put it up there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yes. I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got a plan here. I think I have a plan. It's probably wrong, but anyway, let's run with it. But the more damage I do now, the more... Oh, it's to and fro, isn't it? Because now he's staggered. Because nothing's in the stamina. Okay. Okay. With the Arrowmance, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. And use... I'm thinking, hang on, I didn't do this. Imagine, I'm not sure if I can go above my 5 HP, because there's a game I assume I can't. So I'm going to gain a corruption, because I use that ability. Yes. And then I can deal 1 damage to any area. I didn't notice that. It's just a straight damage anywhere, which is absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do is damage this, and gain another corruption, and 5 more threat. Because of the 7th threat. That goes into wounds at least. Yeah. So I missed that completely. Back to Arrowmancer. Yes, Arrowmancer will move up here. Let's have a look at what we're going to do. Yes, this is much better now. Now, what I might do here, although I have no magic. Bugger, because I want to put something into wounds. Although he's staggered anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let's just attack. I've got 2 threat on me. Hopefully I can roll higher than a 2. I rolled 2. Is there anything I can do? Yes, I'm going to do this one. There's a reaction. New teachings. When a character rolls dice on an attack, use your current threat with a valid roll instead. This can result in a crit. Because unfortunately 2's not a crit for him, but I'm going to gain a corruption on the Siren. Siren's now up to 3 corruption and 7 threat. And that 7 threat is enough to take this out. And that goes to wounds. Because they're staggered. Beautiful. That's the Arrowmancer done. Now the Monk's got 2 turns. He's got 2 threat. Still has 5 magic. So I do just a basic attack, and then I've got the ability to do something else. I think I just do a basic attack here. So rolls 1 die, hopefully above a 2, please. Crits on a 3. Roll a 1. Okay. I assume I could do this again, provided I have enough. Although this goes off, I guess. Oh my god. So when you use that ability, I have to gain a corruption, then deal damage to any area. So, oh my god, I'll just do that before. Hang on. So gain a corruption, she goes to 4 corruption. Assume this is assume it's a reaction at any time. I don't think it's just a one-off ability for the round. Please let me know if that's the case. Again, a corruption which goes to 4 corruption. I deal 1 damage to any area, which I'm just going to say this one. Go straight to wounds. But then she gets 3 threat. I see. I see how that works. So maybe I take that back. Maybe I won't do that one now. Take the 3 threat back, but she'll activate that. So let's pretend I gain the 1 HP, which I can't gain any more than 5. I think I'm allowed to do that. I hope. But then when the monk rolled the 1, I could then use the new teachings. Yes. Use the teaching to do 7 threat worth of damage. So 7 threats above my 2, and she does 2 damage here. So that will gain 6 threat, but that goes to wounds. She gains 6 threat. Goes up to 8. Oh my god, we're getting there. But if we move across here, because we use that ability, we gain another corruption, which means we go up to 5. And then I could do damage to any area I want. Which would then, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that damage to that 3rd area. Damage to the 3rd area, which will go into the wounds, but gain her 3 threat up here to 10 threat. In a bit of bother. Okay. Let's follow all that. If I just zoom across here, so she's on 5 health, 5 corruption, 10 threat. I may have missed something there, I hope not. And then the monk. I could reduce, because I completed an action then, or reduce my threat by 1. And then I'm also going to roll as a recovery. 2. I guess it's not a crit, bugger. I guess I'll reduce this by 2 to go into 5 threat. Eek. As then my activation, I gain another threat. You cannot use abilities. Oh my god, that's horrible for my second steel. So I'm gonna have to recover that. Oh my god. Alright, let's go to defend phase. So I think there's gonna be 2 rage cards here, which will kind of suck. So rage card up here. And the rage cards will hit both in that area. 5 threat. Ooh wee. Bit of problems here. At least these guys can still shatter. So it goes up to 7. And they go up to 10. Very threatful. Down here, normally I'll just reveal this, but because of this ability, when a threat card will be revealed in defense phase, if this is not exceeded, I reveal a rage card. So Sarah's going to cop this as well. Shuffle the Rage deck. Oh. There's a couple of nice ones in here. Interesting. So shuffly, 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 shuffly. Okay. Alright, we move the cards from Fatigue to Stamina. Put it back to Garden, go to Refreshed. And then we go to our phase where we draw out stuff. So we've got dudes up here. And then we roll one per character. So this is for the monk. It's a 5. Comes down here. For the Aromancer, it's a 4. And for the Siren, it's a 5. Still one left in Stamina, unfortunately. Call me a bit silly. I'm not sure if it's the right way to go. I was going to plan to recover a lot here, but I don't know. I don't know. Don't think that's the thing I need to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move down. 1, that's the first action. And then second action is Infectious Thorns. So I roll 1 die. I know I'm going to miss because I've got 10 threat on me. But I'm going to place cards equal to your roll from the top center into any area. So I still get to do that, even if I miss, I imagine. So I'm clearly going to miss with 1. But this will come out. And I'm going to put it, I don't know, maybe there. And yeah. And that gives me a corruption, but then another corruption, because of the deadly finale. So the corruption to use, but then another corruption. And then I'm going to do this deal 1 damage to any area. So I'm up to 7 corruption out of 10. But the 1 damage to any area is going to be this one. I don't want to get to 12 threat because it should be removed from the board. So I'm going to move that. That's going to go straight to wounds because it's staggered at the moment because there's nothing left in stamina. Yeah. I think that's right. That's her turn done. She's still alive with 11 threat. Okay. The monk, it's got days. I'm thinking she might shatter herself maybe next turn. We'll see how we go here. So I can't use abilities. I gain an affliction at the end of my activation as well. So I can't use my sick and steel, which uses the afflictions. Yeah. But I can attack. And then that might kill the Siren. Might be worth doing. I might have to sacrifice the Siren in this game here. So I can attack for 1 die. I know I've got a threat of 10, but I could do the new teachings from Siren. When a character rolls dice on an attack, it's a very powerful one. Use your current threat for the roll instead. So her threat is 11. So I'm just going to do that because I'm not going to get it. That means she goes to 9 corruption. Goes 8 and then 9 because she has to do this when she uses an ability. And then I get to deal 1 damage to any area. I'm just going to deal 1 damage down here. And that's going to go to wounds, but because that will make her at threat 12, she is out of here. She's removed from the board. So that's a death, I guess, but we keep going. I think all players have to die to lose the game. But because of that, I got to use her ability. She's now out of the game, the Siren. This gets removed. However, I gain 2 threat. The monk is also going to shatter. I'm just going to shatter here. I'll lose the afflictions. Turn over to the shattered side. I'll lose all these abilities, unfortunately. Okay, I get 1 shattered ability here in a tick. Got to reset all of this. Okay, here we go in here. So HP is 6. I've got a corruption limit of 5. Interesting. So only small. Threat goes back to 0. So I roll 2 dice. I now kill 3 things and I have a crit of 7. When your basic attack is critical, reduce your corruption to 0 or reduce your threat to 0. Wow. So she could theoretically stay alive for a while. I get 1 shatter ability. Get this one. Deal affliction to yourself and search the rage deck, placing one card on top. Oh, it's a free action. Of course, I'm going to do that. And because of their ability, because of the Harvest ability, I'm definitely going to search it, because there's definitely one I want in there. Oh wow, that's really good. I get a free move here. Actually, oh, I wonder what the order is of that. Because it's shattered after you complete an action. Let's take the Grim Ruler. I'm not sure. It says after you complete an action. I don't know. I completed the action. Do I gain the threat before the action's complete? So I'm wondering if I get to move a space or not. Oh, that's something that hopefully someone can tell me in the comments as well. Yeah, I don't know. Because when does shattering occur? Well, let's double check. I'm going to play the Grim Ruler. I'm going to say the action wasn't completed, as in I got to the threat step, which is the last step of attacking, and then I was shattered. And I think as soon as you shatter, you have to turn it over. So I'm going to play the Grim Ruler. I'm not allowed to move. Make it a bit harder for myself, which sucks. Oh, I don't get a free move, sorry. So, what does that mean? So I'm going to get a rage anyway, wherever I go. So maybe... it's a bit nasty, isn't it? Maybe we play the slow game here. So this is a free action. Costs 0, but I must cycle it. Well, at least I can do it once. Deal 1 affliction to yourself and search the rage deck, placing 1 card on top, but I must cycle this. So I'll get an affliction, which I can recover from next turn. After you use an ability, gain threat equal to its MP cost. Okay, I'll get rid of that in a tick. Since I'm not moving or anything. This is a free action, and I must cycle it. So I'll get a new ability. Oh, actually, search it. So I get to look at all these as well. What I've got 5 threat, I don't know. Reduce, that's not too bad. 4 damage. Shuffle the rage deck. Gain 1 HP, so there's a few good ones. Let's go with gain 1 HP, I guess. I'll assume the rest gets shuffled. And it gets put on top. Assume that's how that works. I don't know. Okay. Good. Good. And then, of course, my second action, since that was free, I get to replace this as well. Place a number of threat cards in your area equal to your current corruption into wounds. I don't have any corruption. Need to be more corrupt for that. That's why I even work with this guy. But I'm going to do a recover action. Doesn't matter what I roll, because I'm just going to get rid of that shadow. Put it to the bottom. Alrighty, arrow. Excuse me, arrow means I'm not sure if he's going to move. Because I don't like what the next rage card could be. So what I might do is recover. So let's roll 5. So I can either recover, if we just copy a bit. So you can recover 5 magic points or 5. Let's get the threat first, down to 2. And then another recover action. I should we could do 2 recover actions. I haven't thought of that. Yeah, it's only abilities that you can use once per round. So we're going to recover again. 1, which is my crit. Yeah, exactly. Let's get magic points back. So I'll go up to magic points at 9. Alrighty, beautiful. Okay. Alright. Staggered. He's going to be staggered for the rest of the game, actually, because there's nothing else in fatigue or stamina. So we just got to clear the board here if we can. So defend phase. we're both in the top area. We both draw a rage card. We know it's going to be a gain of 1 HP each, which is absolutely lovely. So Aromancer stays on 7. Well, we don't. No one gains any, but that will go to the bottom. But now I don't know what's in the bottom of this. Okay, stays staggered because we can't shuffle the stamina or anything. And go to refresh phase. We can't draw out any stamina or fatigue into where we are. And if we roll dice, we can't draw any anyway, so we play on. Okay, we're back to our turn with actions. Okay, what are we going to do here? All right, actually, I forgot to get my... Is that my scary monk? No, it's not. Let's get my scary monk. Yeah, because he's shattered. All right, I'm going to move down here. 1, 2, 3 down here. And just do a basic attack. Now, her basic attack is now 2 dice, and it can take out 3 things. Oops. It's an 8. Definitely beats my threat of 0. So I defeat these 2. Both go into wounds 1 at a time. And I get a threat of 5. For the monk. Which is quite high. And she's left open here. But I think it's going to be the way it is. We're trying to finish this one off. And the Aromancer might get to the front line here. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Because the front line abilities is where it's at for him. Now he's finally got some magic back. Yeah. He's got some magic here. He's only got a threat of 2, but if I'm in the front line, if you're on the front line after rolling dice, and I use an ability attack, which I'm about to do, reduce your threat first by the value rolled before checking if the attack hit. After rolling dice, reduce your threat by the value rolled before checking if the attack hit. So I can get rid of my threat. And plus this, if you're on the front line, you may add your attack value to your die roll, which is 1. But let's do it. So doing that, roll a die. I've got a 6. So I reduce my threat by 6, which goes into 0. Beautiful. And I'm about to get, I may add that. So I get 7, which still beats anyway, and I could get rid of that to wounds, which gave me 4 back. I think that's all I can do. Okay, not too bad, not too shabby. We go to the defend phase this guy. Unfortunately, we want to get a rage card each here. Nothing is over the threat value of 5, luckily. Nothing can be. We're close to the end here, I think. But we're both going to get a rage card here. So this is first for Aromancer. Gets 4 hits. That is nasty. I've got this ability. So 4 hits gives me 3, down to 3 health. It says here, when a character in your area has their HP reduced by threat or rage card, I can perform a basic attack targeting an adjacent area. Definitely going to do that for 2 magic. I do have a threat of 4 with 1 die, but this is not an ability attack, this is a reaction, so I can't use my frontline ability thing here. So I'm just going to risk it here, see if I can get a 5 or a 6. I don't. Okay, so not successful anyway. Then a rage card for the monk. Reduce your current threat by 3, and it gets hit for 1. Threat by 3, so it goes down to 2. Gets hit for 1. Okay. So back to refresh phase. It stays staggered because there's nothing to draw out here. If I draw anything, please let me know if I'm doing something wrong here. I think it's just extending out the death of this guy here. I think we should get there, hopefully. So the monk has no corruption yet because its abilities doesn't lend for itself to get corruption. Okay, let's just go down here. Move, roll 2 dice. It's got threat of 2, so we should be right. I've got 9, which is not a crit. That's all right. We kill these 2. Okay. That's good news. We're almost there. Gave me 3 threats. I'm back up to 5. Okay. And it wasn't a crit, so I don't do any of this stuff. The Aromancer. There's no way of it doing 2 damage, unfortunately. I have to wait for this, so let's just try and finish it off. Alright, just do this and go move 1 and then attack with 1 die. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm in the front line. If you're in the front line, you may add the, so it's only 1 attack value to your die roll. So that's 1 magic. I'm down to 5 magic. And then, oh my god, I wish I could fit all this on the screen. So in the front line, I used the ability to attack in a moment. If you're in the front line after rolling dice, reduce your threat by the value rolled before checking the attack hit. So I've got a threat of 4. Six, beautiful. So my threat goes down to 0. That means my attack will hit, and I'll put that to wounds, and I'll gain 1 threat, and there's 1 card left out there. That's okay. So what's going to happen here? So nothing's over the limit of 5. When a threat card would be revealed during the defense phase, if the threat is not exceeded, it would draw a rage card instead. 5 threat hit on the Aromancer. That's fine. He goes up to 6 threat. And then we're going to draw a rage card all the way down the bottom for the monk. Shuffle the rage deck. So we're looking pretty sweet here. Refresh phase, nothing can come out. And let's finish this guy off. So the idea here is to try and defeat this. So if Aromancer goes first, I'm going to roll for recovery. 6, very nice. So it goes down to 0 threat. I'm then going to do a basic attack. No need to use the ability, it's just a basic attack. Luckily, 1 defeats that. Goes in the wound, 2 threat. Now, he's going to do his last gasp at the end of this round. So we've got a chance to do everyone's activation for that. So the monk's now going to recover. For 6. Excellent. It recovers. It rolls 2 dice, doesn't it? So 6 plus 2 is 8. No. I think it's always only... Oh no, I think it is 2 dice now for the recovery as well. So it recovered down to 0. Threat. Okay. Then in this fast defense phase, what's going to happen is it's just going to draw 1 rage card that hits everyone, as far as I'm aware. Just going to double check. In the background. During the final defense phase of the encounter, after all threat cards have been put into wounds, the enemy will reveal 1 rage card. This will affect all characters. That shouldn't be a worry, but if all characters are shattered, well, yeah. So it shouldn't be a worry because this guy's not shattered, but let's just see what happens here. We all get hit for 1 damage. We're fine. Alrighty. And that's it. That's the end of the Harvester. Defeated. There you have it, guys. That was the second boss. Yeah, a little bit tougher, a bit more out there. But we had a really good first round. I thought that set up the platform for how we're going. And I think we just got there in the end. There were some little moments where, you know, the Siren was really getting too much corruption. Just those couple of rounds back. But, you know, I like this game. It's very good. A lot of thinky stuff going on. A lot of different tactics you can put on your characters. And the way the board's set up with the different threat cards that come out. And you don't know what's going to be flipped over. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Alrighty, guys. Crushing Game first. Play solo.